Well, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. It's Thursday, November 20th. We're about a week out from Thanksgiving, and we thank you for spending some of your time with us. And we appreciate all that you do for us and the way that you're there for us as our audience. We couldn't do this without you, and we really appreciate your time and all the interaction that you devote to our content on the site and the email newsletter on social media and so forth. So thank you so much. And we just want to cover some of what we are covering here and show you what Simply Research can do for you. So, what have we been covering today? Well, let's go ahead and share the screen and we can take a little sneak peek at what you're going to find in tomorrow's news on workerscompensation.com. So, we go to the daily headlines and some interesting stuff. Not this story isn't, hardcore workers' comp stuff, but we do, our Chris Swaney does like to keep us informed on issues that are affecting the American workforce. And we call it our labor landscape, portion of the news. And in this case, it's a story about how, economic concerns are driving American workers' decisions to eat out or not. And so that's something that's going to show up in, the culture at large, but also in the workplace because, there's workplace issues there. Maybe, back in the day, it wasn't uncommon to get a bite with your coworkers after work. That kind of thing might be on the decline a little bit. And that's based on a YouGov survey. And she interviews a retired teacher here in Pennsylvania, a couple other sources, Paula A. Calabrese, and these are real, like what they say in the political realm, kitchen table sorts of issues. And those are affecting American workers and, by extension, workforces everywhere. So interesting stuff there. More interesting stuff. Liz Carey reports on, a fight that broke out at Disney World in which workers were injured and digging a little bit more into the topic finds out that employment at theme parks, even ones that really work hard to keep things safe, injuries there are maybe more common for workers than we might be aware. So that's interesting perspective there. And then we also have this Delaware Supreme Court case that considered the issue of subrogation involving an underinsured motorist claim that a worker uh, filed after receiving workers' comp benefits. So the the big point of this case is that the Delaware Supreme Court, the highest court in the state of Delaware, said that the trial court needed to consider another recent Delaware Supreme Court case before it made um, its decision on this case. So, and in that case was this Henry II case is what they call it. And in that case, this is the important kind of part here to know about Henry II. The Delaware Supreme Court distinguished what it called boardable and non-boardable damages suffered by an injured employee. And in Henry II held that a workers' compensation carrier's right to subrogation is limited to boardable damages. Now, a non-boardable damage includes, but is not limited to those covered by personal injury protection policies, which are not subject to subjugation, subrogation. So go ahead and take a look at that. This is particularly heavy on insurance law, but it's workers' comp is in there, and you can find state high court cases on Simply Research. That one right there, that Delaware case there, the Manns case. I guess we can use the claimant's name there. But we have other high court cases, and we got another one that came out not too long ago from Kentucky that we haven't gotten around to summarizing yet, but that's next on our list, this Encova Mutual Insurance Group versus Hall. So you'll be able to see the summary on there soon. You see the summary from there's the summary for the Delaware case. Click on it, and you can check it out there. Pretty much the same thing that appears on workerscompensation.com. But if you're later on, you're trying to find it, it's a little bit easier to find on here because it's categorized by state. And then, of course, this Nevada case that came out too long ago, and that we covered yesterday. So there it is. Made sure that we got that on there. You can see what the Nevada Supreme Court has to say about. There was a corrections officer that was trying to take advantage of um, a, presumption under Nevada law that provides compensation for lung diseases for firefighters, police officers, and the like. But the court in this case said that you can't separate these two kind of provisions in statute. They work together. One sort of clarifies or further rounds out the other. So you can read that, and then of course, if you want to read the full case, we've got that for you. You go to the homepage there. You can click on whatever state that you're interested in. In this case, it's Nevada. So there's that. And then you can see, for example, the case itself. They'll bring up to this right here. And you can also find it in different sort of format. If you'd rather have the PDF, go right over here. We've got that for you. And you can pull that up there. It'll be in the what's new. Give me a second to get to it. And in the meantime, you can see what other information we've put up there. For example, there's this Qureshi case, the Bomarito case out of Louisiana. And we'll come back. We'll show you what a compliance summary is all about. I know I've explained it before, but just in case you need to take a look at it, there you go. Events, don't forget about events. That looks like a good one, that webinar there from the innovation profs. And I'm just trying to get to that, the PDF of that. Quinn, I'm not sure how to pronounce it there, but it went back a few days here, so it might take me a minute or two, but along the way you get to see what kind of things that we have updated here. There's the opinion. But you can see there's, rules here out of California. So we get stats, regs, and the like. So there's the case, and this is the PDF version here. It's kind of old school. We got like the scanner going, it looks like, but hey, we covered on, and we're happy to. So, but we were talking about those compliance summaries there, and you go to compliance, and these really are of value, I think, that gives you answers quickly. So, for example, coverage under the policy, what employer's liability is. You have this topic here, and this gives you, kind of straightforward, easy thing to understand. Little, just like what it says, a little bit of a summary. But if you have questions, you can go to these state comparison tools, and this brings up topics that you might be interested in. So we've got some that are already pre put together there. But then if you're kind of looking for something, let's say it's you're looking for a defense of some kind, and you really want to know, okay, so we have a misrepresentation issue going on, and you're trying to figure out how to deal with it in a couple different states. Let's just say Nebraska, Minnesota, and Arkansas. I'm just randomly doing this, but it will bring back the information that you need from each of those states. So there you go. So there's a quick little one-liner there. All right. So that's the rule in Arkansas. There it is in Minnesota. There it is in Nebraska. And you think, okay, well, what, all right, that's good. I got this right here, but, I need something with a little bit more meat to it. You go to the source, and there it is. This is a statute that, really doesn't look too much different than the compliance summary, but in some cases, it's just a simplified version, plain language type of thing, but you can always find that information right there. And there you go. So there's something that's, got penalties for misrepresentation. It's got a lot more information. You're just looking for the quick and easy kind of thing. Boom, there you go. You can, do a little PDF there if it's something you need to print out and take with you. Here's another thing I like about this. So we go to this information right here. So this is a statute out of Arkansas. Now you want court cases on point. Well, we've got those too. So you just click on that and you can see the court cases that we have that cite this provision of law in case you need to know what the case law is on that point. So there you go. That's the kind of information that you can find on Simply Research, plus a whole bunch more. You see all this over here on these on this toolbar here. Now let's say that you wanted to try this out. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, it's absolutely free for a week, no strings attached. There's not going to be any spam. We're not going to bug you. We just want you to give it a shot because we think you'll like it. And if you don't, oh well, we'll wish you well. We don't want you to buy something from us that you're not going to like. We want you to buy something from us that you're going to need and that you're going to use. And we think it's a good deal at $99 per month. But you can be the judge of that. So, and the way that you can do that is you can sign up for a free trial. So you go in here, go to the Workers' Comp Solutions, go to Simply Research, scroll down. You can read our spiel here, our pitch, and then hit free trial, put in your information, and boom, there you go. So hopefully that you'll take advantage of that. If there's any way that we can help you, if we can answer any questions from you, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And if there's anything that you just think that we should cover or that you'd like to see us cover, go ahead and let us know. We'll cover it. Well, we might cover it depending on what the topic is and what kind of resources it needs to cover. But more than anything, we want to hear from you and know what ways that we can better serve you. So thanks so much for stopping by. I hope the rest of your week is great. Tomorrow's Friday. Um, Enjoy it. Have a great weekend. If we don't talk before then, or you don't get a chance to watch one of these before then, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Hope it's safe if you're traveling. And I hope it gives you time to think about the things that you're grateful for in life. And, as I've said, not to sound corny, but we are grateful for you. It's because of you that we get to do this, that we get to do what we want to do. So thank you so much for your support. We do appreciate you. Have a great one, everyone. Bye now.